Yeah, I be with the Sharks at daily at work. Freaking a new game got announced called Project Ethos. It's funny because yesterday, after this hit the group chat, I searched it on YouTube and I searched Gaming Ethos on YouTube, and this game came up first, and I thought that was fucking funny. I really didn't check out too much about it, but IGN dropped the first impressions video, so let's check it out. Let's see what Project Ethos is. It'll be available early access today from 2K Studio. Project Ethos is a PvPvE extraction roguelike hero shooter. Nigga, what? Just saying shit. Let's look at the game and judge it.
Project Ethos is a new free-to-play.
Editor knows what they're doing. We're four seconds into this video. I'm getting not even four. You can't. First of all, you can't tell me this is not Tilted Towers. Well, this is not Tilted Towers. This is Matilda Towers. I don't know. No, instead of Tilted Towers, these are Stable Towers. You can't tell me this is not Fortnite. No, this is not even Fortnite Junior, because you're like 5 years too late. This is Fortnite the Third.
A third-person hero extraction shooter that mixes in roguelike elements. The main game of Project Ethos is an extraction mode, and while I was excited to finally see 31st Union's first project since its formation in 2019, I couldn't help but feel that a lot of the mechanics felt like they belonged in games from that year.
Yeah, I heard what she said, right?
Ethos is fun.
Let me roll that back. That's not good. For a first impression, she said, I can't help but feel like I played this before.
That a lot of the mechanics felt like they belonged in games from that year.
Yo, that's like the worst first impression you could get. Oh no.
Project Ethos is fine as a game. It hits all the right notes as an extraction hero third-person shooter, but my first impression after a few hours of hands-on time is that it seems to fall short of delivering anything that's truly genre-defying in either the roguelike or extraction shooter departments. In the preview, I was able to play 6 different heroes, each, as you'd expect, with their own abilities and weapons. This forces players to really get comfortable with that character's abilities as a secondary, since abilities in a hero shooter are only meant to enhance your playstyle. Your gunplay comes first, and Project Ethos has some fun sets of weapons that I thoroughly enjoyed playing with. The learning curve with characters and abilities was fairly low, so new players won't feel too out of the
even the way look at the way the weapons are sitting on the ground. Can y'all see that? Move it back a little bit.
Players won't feel too out of the water when entering.
Like, it looks exactly like Fortnite, the entire UI.
Project Ethos. Trials mode is PvPvE, meaning you'll be playing against real players as well as
look at the comments. We're gonna get to
enemies that exist in the map. The matches you queue into are persistent.
This is running on Unreal? Oh yeah, this game's like, you can't tell me that's not Fortnite right there.
You can see how
sweet, I picked up a double pump shotgun and a chug jug.
Time is left in the match every time you queue in. With persistent matches, this also means that when you drop into a game, you might end up landing closer to some enemies who are running throughout the map. This also means you'll encounter players who are higher level than you. Each Trials match has its own leveling system. You earn XP from collecting XP shards from different loot bins you come across, from killing enemies, and from completing events that randomly trigger throughout the map. The events that could spawn into the map were a bit confusing at first look. It was hard to see where some of the events were happening just by looking at the overall map. You'd have to really be looking at your immediate vicinity to find the local event and then go activate it. After a few rounds of play, I got used to this method, but it was frustrating not to see the map. When you level up in a match, you'll be able to pick one of 3 different power-ups for your character. There's a pool of 27 different power-ups to build your playstyle, and this is where the roguelike element comes into play. You can earn up to 9 different—
So it's Fortnite with a perk system, where when you open the chest, you can pick different perks, so it's supposed to make the game wacky, cool, and different
power-ups in one extraction run if you choose to stay in the game for that long and level. The random events that spawn across the map involve different activities that will unlock a big loot chest with bigger XP boosts, weapon enhancements, and cores.
Fortnite did that already?
Cores are the big ticket items you'll be wanting to collect in each run, since extracting with cores will let you buy augments in the main hub. These boost the ability to get power-ups faster, give you health drops from the NPC bots that you find in-game, and other bonuses. None of these augments boost your damage towards other players though, so it's fairly balanced in that regard. Trials overall felt fairly balanced in gameplay, since you could decide to disengage from fights if things felt too dicey. It felt like a proper survival experience with your typical extraction shooters. While you could feel the imbalance of characters' weapons, with one having higher DPS than the other,
See, yeah,
you still
Nomad are
have
gonna
the
love
method
this,
of
right?
escaping to
You know,
offset
Nomad
that.
let them dead games.
In the second game mode I was able to play, called Gauntlet, there was no escaping. You're put into a 3v3v3v3 matchup where you're playing against another team in a small arena. The first team to score 3 victories wins. You're in a server full of other teams, since who you face will change each time in a Dutch round-robin format.
Oh,
So
sweet.
you will always only be playing one team, so it'll be 3v3, and then who you play will change each round. So I'm very new to a Dutch round-robin format, but from what I garnered, this format pits the bottom half of the teams against the top half of the team.
I'm not even gonna finish this video. It's only 5 minutes. I can't get through this. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't give a fuck. Normally on this stream, I'll say when I click off a trailer or like a preview of a game, I'll just be like, I'm not interested, or this is not for me. And sometimes I feel like people don't hear that and they just think that like I'm hating and say the game's gonna fail. Like most of the time, I'll just be like, I'm not interested. This is not for me. That's what I normally say. This is a rare case where I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This game's not out yet. It's DOA. This game is dead. Dead on arrival. Nope. It won't make it. It's ass. Nothing innovative about it. Nothing interesting. Don't care. It's free. This game is 5 years too late. Welcome to 2018, 2K. This genre's dead. You said prep the conference. Yeah, it's DOA for sure. Concord levels of DOA. Concord levels of DOA. Like the funny thing is, like this is worse than Concord in my opinion. Concord was trying new things with their story mode. Like I stand on the fact that like I'm not saying I think Concord would have died eventually, but like if it would have been given a fair shot, I think more people would have liked it. But they just never gave it a shot because they heard people talking shit about it on the internet. People who never even tried the game. Because they were trying to do things with like the story mode that were actually innovative. Like this is just a straight up Fortnite clone. But I think people will try it at least because it's free. Because motherfuckers say they hate these type of games, but First Descendant even had a month to shine because it was free, although it's dying now. But we'll see though. I think this is DOA, and on top of that, it doesn't even have a name. Project Ethos. What the fuck? Get a real name. Black Ops 6 comes out next week, and we already got news on the next Call of Duty. We can't even enjoy the current Call of Duty. Currently known under the codename Saturn, Insider Gaming has learned from multiple sources that Call of Duty 25 is set to take players back to the future. And no, I don't mean soon we'll be playing as Marty McFly in the dock, but instead Call of Duty 2025 is slated to be set in the very slight future. Call of Duty has not had a game set in the future since 2018's Black Ops 4. Insider Gaming understands that Call of Duty 2025 is currently in development as a direct sequel to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, being set around 2013. Oh my lord. This better be good. People are going to be mad if it's not. As such, fans should expect the return of some fan favorite protagonists as the team faces a new villain following the death of Mendez. Wait, if it's a direct sequel to Black Ops 2 and we just got Black Ops 6, is this also being made by Treyarch? Because if we're getting a Black Ops 2 sequel and it's not being made by Treyarch, oh my lord, fuck out of here. As previously rumored, Black Ops 2 Remastered Maps will be coming to the game. And this would piss a lot of people off because Black Ops 2, I feel like, is the last Call of Duty where the community universally agreed this is a great game. After that, it became like preference. So like, this is a beloved game. If you make a direct sequel to that and that shit is ass, oh, you're gonna get it. It's gonna be Modern Warfare 3 all over again. That shit was ass. Last year's Modern Warfare 3. As previously rumored, Black Ops 2 Remastered Maps will be coming to the game, but recent plans and the scope of the game have been changed significantly. What? Previously, the intention was to have all of Black Ops 2 Remastered Maps released on launch, similar to how Modern Warfare 2's 2,000 maps came to Modern Warfare 3. However, the current plan is now to launch with new maps and remaster maps in conjunction. Although only one source would comment on the change, it was speculated the game was likely in response to the widespread fan criticism that painted Modern Warfare 3 as glorified DLC. See, I don't like that. That's not, it didn't paint it as anything. That's what it was. It was DLC. The code for the game leaked and it showed in the original achievements it was DLC. And then if you play the game, you could tell it was DLC. There was nothing there. It was very bare bones. It's supposed to be like a $20 expansion. Modern Warfare 3 was they're just yapping at this point. Speaking of specific details of Call of Duty 2025, which are heavily in flux due to the game's early stage of development. It's understood that the game is also slated to have an overhaul to its movement system, the return of the classic Pick 10 created class, the gunfight game mode, and another year of round-based zombies. There you have it. Some early details, unconfirmed, but remember, if it's true, remember where you heard it here first. Although, can we just enjoy Black Ops 6? Also, the game didn't have a platinum trophy. Facts. If you got a PC, just play Horizon Modern Warfare. Brings back the classic Horizon Modern Warfare. What's that? Yeah, it doesn't have a platinum. It was literally DLC sold for $70. They trying to scam. Here's your details. Oh, this one was interesting. So if you know anything about microtransactions, well, if you don't know about microtransactions, you would assume games like Madden, 2K, FIFA, Call of Duty are the reason that microtransactions have become a problem. But Patient Zero, that don't know your gaming history, Patient Zero for microtransactions, the first major one, was actually in a Bethesda game. It was in Oblivion. It was the horse armor. It cost like $10 to add armor to your horse. And then after that, other games saw, oh, they're making money over there on this RPG. Let's do it for our game. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So if you hate microtransactions, blame Bethesda. They're the actual problem. Anyways, in reference to that, a story came out. Skyrim lead says Bethesda was knocked back by the furious response to Oblivion Horse Armor DLC, but it sold millions anyway. You're all making fun of it, yet you buy it. Say, y'all don't got no self-control. But boy, back, it was a ruckus when Bethesda released Oblivion's mini DLC back in 2006. It's one of the earliest big video game controversies I can remember. And it caught Bethesda off guard. In a chat with Video Gamer, Skyrim lead designer Bruce Naismith, who left Bethesda in 2021, recalled the period saying Bethesda, I believe, was the very first company to do downloadable content expansions. And so Bethesda didn't know what the hell it was doing at the time. We didn't know. With Horse Armor, Bethesda was throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck, testing the waters of this newfangled downloadable content thing that was bite-sized pack of fluff on the Xbox store for a little over $2. Oh, I stand corrected. It wasn't 10, it was 2. It felt like 10 back then. Even still, for Armor, that's stupid. Players felt nickel and dime and made that very clear, while they had a voice and the rest is history. Naismith says that Microsoft and Bethesda were caught flat-footed at the response to it and did not anticipate it at all. In fact, only in hindsight could it be seen that it's not what people wanted and that we basically thumbed our nose at them without realizing it. Anyway, despite being very angry about the whole thing, players still forked over a whole bunch of money for the horse armor, which, yeah, that tracks with pretty much every other massive gaming controversy since then. Horse armor sold in the millions. It had to be millions, though he can't recall the exact number. That was kind of a head shaker for us. You're making fun of it, yet you buy it. It's hard not to be reminded that meme picture of the boycotting Modern Warfare 2 Steam group showing nearly all of its members playing Modern Warfare 2. Kind of goes back to what I said. Now, like, I feel like the only way, because what he said in the article is he left the studio in 2021. So if you want to know why he's talking so reckless, is because he doesn't work there anymore. So he doesn't give a fuck. But now you know, this is what they think. I mean, Neil Druckmann, the head of Naughty Dog, said the same thing a couple months ago. I don't understand why people are social media are bitching about remasters. You guys buy them. Stop buying this shit, bruh. At this point, they're rubbing their nose at you. Just goes back to what I said about self-control. And self-control comes in a lot of different forms, whether it's microtransactions. I'm of the stance of, like, at this point, people are hooked on microtransactions, and it's hard to shake a drug. It's hard. Most drug addicts, they don't go cold turkey. You got to wean them off that shit. So if you need a little nicotine patch, that's cool. I said if you buy NBA 2K, and you spend money on VC, make 1 or 2 builds for 2K25. After that, can you fucking stop? That's the problem, bruh. Niggas be having 15 builds on 2K. You have a problem, dude. I understand it might be a little hard because we've gotten used to this shit, but if you wean yourself off, then after that, you'll be able to dial it back a little bit further. I'm not asking you to run a marathon. I'm asking you to run a 5K. Fuck a 5K. I'm asking you to run 2 miles, 1 mile. That's all. I wonder how many people who complain actually bought it, though. He said millions. Welcome to the stream, Trap. Shout out to Sauce with the sub, too. I bought the regular version and spent the $150 on VLC. I did the same. I told the boys, I said, you niggas get 2 builds out of me. After that, I'm done. I can't do it. I cannot do it, bro. Back in the day, you might have been able to build a bunch of builds because the VC was cheaper, but it's too expensive now. I'm not spending $1,000 on a fucking video game, bro. All that money y'all spent on DLC could have been spent saving up for a PS5, so you don't have to play the Death Note PS4 game. Or the version of Black Ops 6 on PS4 that doesn't even have all the features. And they just dropped the patch, So hey, I like to bring these articles up because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this stuff, and they're rubbing their nose in your face. They like, y'all say one thing and do another. Y'all be pump faking, bro. Trying to make me spend 100 plus for a 99 overall. You tweaking. When the niggas start flexing their VC, I blame YouTubers. I ain't gonna say no names, but I remember when VC first got introduced, I saw big YouTubers on social media making fun of their own audience because they couldn't afford the VC. Because I remember when VC first came out, the community did push back on 2K. And I remember seeing a couple big YouTubers making fun of their own audience, posting screenshots of like comments from their videos. Oh, if you're just broke, just say that. So then what happened is the viewer got conditioned to think that this is okay. Your leaders are frauds. I'm 6 years clean at 2K. 6 years. You said gamers are like the girl who doesn't usually do. I don't usually do this. Yeah, you do. You suck a lot of dick. What are you talking about? As of today, this was announced. I caught this right before I started streaming. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is coming to PC January 30th, 2025. So it's right around the corner. So if you don't have a PS5 and you wanted to play a lot of people's game of the year, it is coming to PC, which also reinforces the argument that I've been bringing up. Like, these PlayStation games are coming to PC sooner and sooner. You used to have to wait 2-3 years. It's barely been like a year, I think. And this shit is already coming to PC. In my opinion, if you are a gamer that is balling on a budget and you can only afford 1 to 2 platforms, the best bang for your buck, in my opinion, is build a PC and get a Nintendo Switch. Because with the PC, you get all Xbox games day one. You get the PlayStation games within a year after release if you don't mind waiting. I don't see why, because if you're not a content creator, there's no reason for you to be there day one. And then with Nintendo's platform is the only platform where you can get Nintendo games if you like Nintendo games. That's the best combination in my opinion. And in my opinion, you see how quick Spider-Man 2 came to PC. I think it's going to get faster and faster and faster because it might be a point where you only got to wait 6 months, 3 months. Shit, maybe there might be a day where day one PlayStation games come to PC. And you know why? Because every time one of these PlayStation games come to PC, it is the top selling game. It is a top selling game for X amount of months. Sony is a corporation. They like money. So all the Sony ponies that just ride hard for their corporation, Sony's about to give you a middle finger. They don't give a fuck that you fight the console war. They want to make money. And also, a lot of you niggas don't even fight the console war correctly because you're still on PS4. You niggas didn't buy this game. So they got to put it on PC now. Also, what's up? I've been hooked on Metaphor. What up, Dust? Me too. PC's overrated. Yeah, not paying for online's overrated. Having the best graphics, the best visuals, $5 games on Steam sales, overrated, man. Having all the Xbox games, all the PlayStation games, overrated. Using any controller that you want, overrated. Having platforms where you can download the games that have no DRM, overrated. Oh boy. Emulators, overrated. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, mods, hella overrated. Oh shit. Oh, and then last but not least, for this batch of articles I got, this was pretty cool that got announced. So there's a new remake of the N64 coming. If you're a collector, this N64 device will be able to play all N64 games in 4K. It's region free, meaning if you're a collector, you don't have to worry about which version you're buying. This will work for the US, Japan, European versions of all the different cartridges. So you can just collect anything and be able to play it. It'll have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. I'm not sure what the Wi-Fi is for. Maybe like firmware upgrades or something like that. But you said you don't own none of your games, LOL. I'd argue nobody owns in games anymore. these games that you buy on, first of all, be for real. Most console gamers, and I just read an article about that. Most console gamers buy digital. So you're in the same boat as PC. What are you talking about? 2, when you do buy a disc, half the time the game isn't even on the disc. You download it from the internet. That's a terrible talking point. I just gave like 15 different points of the benefits of PC, and you were like, you don't own the games. If you're not interested in PC, that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to sit here and police on what you should and shouldn't play. But if you want to have an actual like healthy intellectual conversation about what's objectively better for your money, the PC is. You said I don't. All my games are physical. I know. I buy this. You can't sit here and cap, nigga. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. It's the end of the conversation. I'm not debating you niggas. I've been buying physical games. You put the disc in, you download the game, you don't own it. Stop the cap. That shit don't work on me, bruh. I own every platform. I'm very educated on this shit. Cut the cap, bruh. Cut the fucking cap. You said, teammate, you hurt his feeling. This nigga clutching that PlayStation, boy. That PlayStation 4. Don't clutch it too tight. Don't clutch it too tight, because you know when you power it on, it's gonna blow up the house. Turn your house into a Mortal Kombat fatality. That's what the PS4 is. And he said, we found the broke nigga. I did not say you need to be on PC. I was just saying, hey, the best bang for your buck is this. Y'all be taking that shit way too personal. Cut it out. We just talk about games. Anyways, I'm just trying to give people education. That's all. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool if you're a collector. I don't think I'll get this. I think the only way I would want to get this and get into collecting like these older games is I would need a platform where this runs Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and N64 games. And if you can make the Game Boy happen, I know Analog has that Game Boy already that runs all the Game Boy games. But at bare minimum, all the cartridge games, that would be better. I don't want to buy it. I know it's cool, it does 4K. I could get an emulator. I don't want to buy a physical piece of hardware just to play N64 games. But if you're into collecting, it might be an option. It looks pretty cool. It's got its own little controller. If y'all want the link to it, it's $250. Analog makes good products. This is the same team that made the Game Boy, the HD Game Boy thing. It plays all Game Boy games. Is it on their damn website?